Your peace of mind. Insurate group of companies insure it. Commercial insurance, business insurance, professional insurance, home and auto insurance. आपकी ज़रूरत की हर इंश्योरेंस का ख्याल ट्रक ते डिलीवरी वैन दी इंश्योरेंस भी करने हाँ तो हड़ी जुबान बोलन वाले अरशद महमूद 647-686-6465 branch manager Insurate group of companies with an experience of over 40 years. Call Arshad Mahmood at 647-686-6465 647-686-6465. Are you involved in a car accident? Exercise your legal rights for accident benefit claims.
Accident services at a reasonable charges. Traffic tickets, speeding, careless driving, driving without insurance, red light and all other driving violations.
We also help in landlord and tenant matters. Our legal team serves you better.
For all your legal needs, call Manan Legal Services at 416-629-8344. 416-629-8344.
Welcome to Toronto Buzz. I'm your host Khalid Mahmood Atta. Toronto Buzz is a show which talks about all aspects of our daily life, including economy, politics, health, nutrition, beauty and fashion, as well as fitness and inspiration. Keep watching Toronto Buzz. Tonight, we have a very special program lined up for you. The House of Commons in Ottawa has 23 representatives, MPs, Member of Parliament, representing Toronto. Let's see what our political analyst Vince Fiorito has to say about politics in Toronto. You're watching Toronto Buzz, and right now we have in our studios a very esteemed guest. He's going to be our political analyst for the program. There is a new government in place in Canada, and on October 19, 2015, Justin Trudeau was elected as the Prime Minister of Canada. Tonight we are going to ask Mr. Vince Fiorito the so far accomplishments and lapses of the new government, and especially the Prime Minister, Justin Trudeau.
Thank you, Khalid. So I'm very impressed so far with the new Canadian government. It's a breath of fresh air after 10 years of the former Conservative Harper government. It's really refreshing to see a government which believes in science-based policy rather than policy-based science. And so I'm really impressed by what they're doing so far. I judge people more by their actions than their words or their hairdos. Yeah, so his actions have been pretty good so far. I have to admit his choices for cabinet were really impressive. Who would have thought that we'd eventually have a woman minister of the portfolio for women? I'm really impressed by the new defense minister, Harjit Sanjan. He's a combat veteran of distinguished career, military career. I think that's very impressive. I'm impressed by the new Minister for Climate Change and the Environment, Catherine McKenna. So far, the Trudeau government, I believe that they've done more on the environmental issues than the Harper government has done in 10 years. Their performance at the Paris conference was really quite impressive. Canada went from being an obstacle to the climate change, action on climate change, to now a leader in the negotiations. So I'm very impressed so far.
Do you think the government needs to work on certain issues immediately?
Yeah, there's a couple of issues that really they have to pay attention to close. Right now, the file on doctor-assisted suicide is an important one. The deadline for that, for the government to come up with a new policy, is in February, and it was really ignored by the previous government. And so they did form a working group to look at it, but it was dissolved before the election, and now they've got to form a new team to look at that issue and try to get a policy before the Government of Canada before the end of February. Certainly, yes.
What do you think of the new refugees coming into Canada? What's your take on that?
That's a great question. The refugee problem has been, Syrian refugee problem has been around for about 3-4 years. And it's really like those pictures of that young man the young boy that was drowned on the beach there was really quite disturbing, I thought. But at the same time, I mean, we had a long time to react to that problem, and the previous government really didn't do very much. There was only just a handful of refugees allowed in from Syria. That problem is big. I mean, there's millions, literally millions of refugees, and we've literally brought in a handful. But now under the new Justin Trudeau government, we've literally brought in thousands. I mean, I know we're not going to make the deadline for 10,000. We didn't make the deadline for 10,000 people for January 1st. But I think that it's better that we get that Canada brings these people into Canada properly. I like the idea that the focus is mostly on women and children, and men that are caregivers for the women and children. I think that really these people coming to Canada will really add to Canada's multicultural society. I'm just like other waves of refugees that have come in the past, they're going to help build Canada. They're going to make Canada a better country because of that. I'm really looking forward to it. I expect that these people will, given a chance to be brand new Canadians, they're going to probably hit the ground running. I'm very confident, and I hope that everybody who can helps in assisting the Canadian government in bringing these people to Canada.
Thank you so much, Vince, and we'll be back with Vince in the next program. Until then, keep watching Toronto Buzz. Welcome back to Toronto Buzz. Toronto's economy has 12 key sectors that represent different areas of our economy. Let's see what Badr Shamim has to say about Canadian economy.
With the total number of 28 municipalities in the Greater Toronto Area, City of Brampton is the third largest and the second fastest growing municipality in all of Canada. With a population base of 600,000 people, Brampton represents a robust economy with the second highest residential real estate development growth, totaling a sum of $2 billion over the last year alone. City of Brampton represents 6 major economic sectors ranging from healthcare, advanced manufacturing, aerospace, pharmaceuticals, food processing, to logistics and retail management. The advocacy role for the local business community across all large municipalities in Canada is relegated to the municipal chambers, also known in some jurisdictions as Board of Trades. Brampton Board of Trade, along with 135 other chambers in Ontario, represents 60,000 businesses in the province of Ontario and acts as the voice of business community as it relates to creating an environment that is conducive to attracting business, creating jobs, and growing the economy. Within the City of Brampton, that chamber represents a total business community of approximately 80,000 businesses. That again represents all the different sectors that I've mentioned earlier today. Over the last few years, the City of Brampton has emerged as a hub of goods and people movement across Canada. With the city being an intermodal city, that is, it hosts both a train station that acts as a hub of transfer of goods east to west and from Brampton down to south in the United States, as well as with the close proximity to the airport. The city sees roughly 40% of all goods movement across Canada to the United States go through its jurisdictions. In dollar amount, that translates to about $25 billion a year. In that environment, the City of Brampton and GTA is definitely in a stark contrast to the rest of Canada, and in particular Western Canada, as it continues to struggle with the sluggish and slowing economy because of the retrenchment or pullback in the prices of oil commodities. Brampton welcomes newcomers, especially those who are looking for a business environment that allows them to take advantage of a diverse labor force representing roughly 200 different ethnicities that speak 80 different dialects. Both the labor force as well as roughly $80,000 a year household income capacity makes Brampton a perfect hub for logistics, manufacturing, or transportation business.
You're watching Toronto Buzz. Breakfast is the most important meal of the day because it feeds your body with nutrients that keeps you going throughout the day. Let's see what Dr. Amita Joshi has to say about her health.
This is Dr. Amita Joshi Mananchra, bringing you medical topics of interest that matter to you. Let us talk about 2 of the most common cancers that we see in women worldwide. First, breast cancer. It is in fact the most common kind of cancer in women and is also the most common kind of cancer that kill women worldwide. There are measures you can take out of your own home that will make sure you catch things early on in life. So, breast cancer, some of the signs that are seen or some of the symptoms that are felt by you may include changes in your breast in terms of size or shape, changes in the skin of the breast where there's peeling, dimpling, changes in the nipple size, changes in the nipple color, whatever it may be. Discharge from the breast, especially if it is bloody. And also any kind of lumps or bumps that you notice not just on the breast, but also in the axilla, which is the armpit. So these are some of the symptoms that you are watching for, or the signs that a doctor may take a look at when you visit them. So how can you make sure that you are picking up on breast cancer early? Because we do know that if you pick up on breast cancer early on, there's good treatment and a good even cure rate for a lot of people. The later in diagnosis, it's harder to get a cure rate and there's more morbidity and mortality associated with it. So what I would suggest to all of the women out there is make it a practice to do your own self-breast exam. It's best done about 7 to 10 days from the beginning of your menstrual cycle. There are many resources on the internet to show you how you can do your own breast exam. You can also request your doctor to actually teach you how to do a self-breast exam while you're getting your annual physical done. There's also the Canada Breast Cancer Foundation website which goes through it step by step. So that's number one that I would suggest. And then if you come upon any concern, you should bring it to the attention of your doctor. It's best that you do it monthly because you see your doctor probably only once a year for a breast exam unless you are high risk. And then if either you or your doctor picks up on something, then you're sent for further testing. And this will include a mammogram, plus or minus an ultrasound, plus or minus an MRI. So that you could leave it up to the doctor to decide which route you're going. But once again, you can do your monthly exams to start the whole process going. Coming to the mammograms, a lot of women deter from it because they're worried it's too painful. I do agree it is painful, but it's a lifesaver. And these days, the guidelines suggest that women 50 to 74 years of age should get a mammogram every 2 years. So this will be automatically picked up on by your doctor when you get your annual done. For the other age brackets, if we go one age bracket lower, which is ages 40 to 49, it is a maybe. You will have to discuss that further with your doctor as to whether you need that mammogram, perhaps based on symptoms you come with or the signs seen by your doctor. There is also an age group, ages 30 to 69, who may qualify for a yearly mammogram and a yearly MRI, and these are considered the high-risk patients. The risk category is based on what your doctor decides and based on your family history. Most of the breast cancers happen from a mutation in the BRCA1 gene family. So if you have a family history, you would have to bring that up with your doctor, and you can probably be referred to genetics clinics throughout the city who can do the actual testing on you. If you're deemed high risk and you fall within the age of 30 to 69, then you do qualify for a yearly mammogram and a yearly MRI. So there you have it. You can do something early on by helping yourself do a monthly breast exam. And in general, it's important to lead a healthy lifestyle by eating healthy, exercising, so you can make sure that your healthy lifestyle makes sure that that gene mutation does not get expressed very early on in life. For further information, go to cancercareontario.ca. In the next segment, I'll be talking about another kind of cancer that's common in women. Thank you for watching me. This is Dr. Amita Joshi Mundanchira.
Welcome back to Toronto Buzz. Zumba is an exercise which keeps you fit as well as active. Let's see what Miss Stephanie Orlando has to say about our fitness today.
So life in Toronto is very busy, and we need to have the energy and the health to keep up with the busy lifestyle. Cardio is one way of helping your body be as healthy as it can be and your heart be as healthy as it can be. So Zumba is specifically a cardio workout, and cardio has to do all with heart health. So Candela Palo Pie is a merengue song. Merengue is a fast, upbeat, high intensity cardio song.
Espérate, loco, déjame la percusión solamente. Ahí, así, ahí. Zunico en Guá. Kichi. Con Pedro Camacho. Ay, dale, ay, dale.
Welcome back to Toronto Buzz. Toronto boasts a wealth of creative talent. It homes over 66% more artists than any other city in Canada. Let's see in our beauty segment today what our Miss Universe Canada 2008, Miss Samantha Tajik, has to say about beauty.
Welcome to Toronto Buzz. I'm Samantha Tajik. So, ever taken those selfies and wondering why they just don't look as crisp and perfected as some of the ones out there? Well, you know what? I'm going to fill you in on something. There is certain apps out there that are kind of helping people do a little Photoshop. So I'm just going to show you one of these beauty apps. Basically, it's called Perfect 365. I'm sure there's tons of other ones out there, but here's one of them. And on there, you just grab a photo of yourself. So today I'm just going to show you the gorgeous Blake Lively, just to kind of do a demo. So it pulls up your picture like that, and then it has all these pre-made sort of different makeup looks that you can try. So you can actually click on one of those and you'll see that it it fully changes it. So you can see what you're gonna look like if you just wanna see, you know, if you wanted to put on red lipstick or put darker eyeshadow or whatever. You can even change up your eyebrows. It's crazy the kinds of things it could really do. If you get right into that program, it lets you actually try on different hair colors, try on different eyebrow shapes, colors, eye colors. You can really get in there and have some fun and animate yourself. But you can also use it for simple things, just to kind of correct blemishes or kind of even out skin tone. So when you're looking at all those perfected selfies, I bet you they're using one of these. And now you can too. Thanks for watching.
Welcome back to Toronto Buzz. For teens, a regular intake of calories is supposed to be 2,100 calories per day. But it actually depends on the level of physical activity that one can do based on the number of calories they intake. Let's talk to our nutritionist, Ms. Stephanie DeGrazia, and see what she has to say about our healthy eating.
Hi everyone, thank you for watching Toronto Buzz. This is Stephanie DeGrazia, registered holistic nutritionist, here to share my nutrition and wellness tips with you. So today I'm going to be talking about immune system, how we can build our immunity. With the upcoming cold weather and winter season, some people may say that catching a cold or flu is inevitable. We're likely to be exposed to a variety of new viruses and bacteria this winter season. Luckily, there are many defensive measures that you can take that will help to boost your immune system, reduce severity of your symptoms, and help to decrease the amount of time that you're suffering from this. First of all, probiotics are absolutely amazing for helping to boost your immune system. Many people don't know that 70% of our immunity is actually in our gut. So if we promote healthy gut flora, we are able to boost our immunity as well. Another great immune booster are both echinacea and zinc. These are both great for boosting the immune system, but also help to build our white blood cells, which is our body's defense against viruses and bacteria, so that we can fight them off much more readily. Oil of oregano is an antimicrobial herb that is also wonderful if you're suffering from a cold or flu, as it has been shown to be as effective as prescription over-the-counter medication. You can apply this topically or orally and drink it in water, and it will also help to reduce the symptoms that you are suffering from. Elderberry can also be purchased from health food stores as a syrup. It is a very effective and strong antioxidant berry that is also very high in vitamin C. This will help to reduce symptoms of a cold and a flu. Magnesium is also a wonderful mineral to include at this time, as it not only is a powerful sleep aid and will promote relaxation, but it also helps to break down mucus and congestion. So if you're suffering from a stuffy nose or congestion or a sinus infection, it will help to break down the mucus. What you eat during this time can also impact how well you can deal with the illness or how susceptible you are to illness. Garlic, for instance, especially in raw form, is a very powerful antibacterial and antimicrobial agent. You can add it to your foods and it'll help to boost your immune system. Onions are also another wonderful food that you can incorporate into your diet at this time, as they help to cure coughs, fevers, and flus, and it's also a natural antihistamine. Ginger, grated as tea in powder form, added to any of your dishes or drank as a tea. It is a very powerful anti-inflammatory, so it'll help to reduce inflammation, especially for a sore throat, and it'll also help to eliminate congestion and combat chills from a fever. Protein is also important, that you're getting a lot of protein at this time for strength and to help your body to repair itself. Honey, finally, is an extremely wonderful superfood, I would say, that is antibacterial, and it also helps to reduce inflammation and coat the mucous membranes. So if you're suffering from a sore throat, not only is it going to help to eliminate the inflammation and infection that is causing your sore throat to be sore, it'll also make it a lot more comfortable, and of course, stay hydrated. Some foods that you do want to avoid at this time would be coffee, alcohol, and refined sugars, as these paralyze our immune system and causes inflammation, which is not a good thing to have when you're feeling sick. Also, dairy is very mucus forming and congesting, so if you're suffering from a stuffy nose, you definitely don't want to overdo the dairy, as this will just contribute to the congestion you are facing. So take these tips and hopefully you stay well this winter season.
You're watching Toronto Buzz. I'm your host, Khalid Mahmood Atta. Rumi wrote, "Your task is not to seek for love, but merely to seek and find all the barriers within yourself that you have built against it." Let's see what our expert on inspiration, Ms. Faria Shah, has to say about inspiration today.
Hello, Fariha Shah, the Passion Practitioner, here with you again. Today I'd like to share with you one of my favorite quotes. I love Rumi as a poet, and his teachings, I would call them more teachings than just poetry, are so inspirational. One of his poems says, "Set your life on fire and seek those who fan your flames." And what did he mean by that? It's a case of what I have been saying, you know, find our passion, whatever it may be, and then surround ourselves with people who will fan those flames of our passion. So it's a case of finding people that believe in us, who support us, and who encourage us. In this day and age, it's often the case that, you know, people foo-foo our belief systems, our dreams and hopes. People like to be realistic, so to speak. And it's a case of each individual perspective really is a different take on truth. I mean, what is the truth out there? Even if we encounter an accident, if someone views it from the right side and someone views it from the left side, the perspectives are very different and each has a different truth. So find the truth which is near and dear to us and our hearts and which is fulfilling to us and really feeds our passion. And to add to what Rumi said about setting our life on fire, John Lennon has a beautiful saying that a dream is just a dream if dreamt alone, but a dream that is dreamt with others is reality. And it's the case of finding those people to fan our flames and dream that dream with them. In my practice, a passion practitioner, I really incorporate ideas which help you to fan your flames and also to dream with me the reality that you want to live. And it's a case of designing our life as we want it to be, not by living it in a default manner. Oftentimes we think that life is coming at us, it's happening at us and to us. But how is it that we can have more control? And it really is a case of taking the time to design the life that we want to create. That's what the Passion Practitioner is all about.
You're watching Toronto Buzz. There's a lot of women's organizations that are operating in Toronto as well as in Canada. One of these organizations is run by a very talented Miss Punjab, India, Ms. Gugni Gill. I interviewed Ms. Gugni Gill on this program. Let's see what she has to say about her life and Toronto Buzz. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm your host Khalid Mahmood Atta and you're watching Toronto Buzz. We're really excited and really delighted to have a very wonderful, charming guest, a special guest tonight. Her name is Ms. Gugni Gill. Welcome to the show, Gugni, and I'll introduce you in a bit. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much, and to all the viewers, a very good evening.
Yeah, Ms. Gugni is actually has been Miss Punjab and Miss United Nations International, and she's going to tell us about her credentials and her modeling career right now.
Thank you very much. First, to bring me in front of all. It's always a pleasure to get interviewed and to come in and talk about your life and experiences. My journey started long back in 1994.
Sure.
When I moved to Punjab, India from Africa. And I had gone for my studies, but I ended up somehow going into modeling, which made me win the title of Miss Punjab. And then afterwards...
This is Miss Punjab where? In which country?
In India.
In India. So in Miss Punjab, India. That's a big achievement.
Yes.
Well
and after that, I ended up doing Punjabi films.
Okay.
And I ended up working as a main lead actress in 4 Punjabi films.
Nice.
And then I called it quits because it was a very young age and my father wanted me to continue my studies. So
sure. Now you've also been part of movies, as you said, you've been an actor. You've also been in the director role. Tell us a little bit about that.
Actually, yeah, you know, once you become, you come in front of the camera and it's something, this field and being artistic is, I think, it's a fun job and you want to explore it more. So being an actor, and after an actor, the next thing you really look into is that, okay, how is it being behind camera? And I got that experience to assist a great personality, a great human, Mr. Mr. Deepak Tijori. So actually the trailer of the movie has recently been released, Do Lafzon Ki Kahani, with Randeep Hooda and Kajol Agarwal, and it's we've already crossed 70 lakh viewerships on YouTube for the trailer, and the movie is set to release in March. And it's a great love story, and it's been a great like it's been it was just great working with him.
Now, what's the main difference being in front of the camera and behind the camera? Where do you feel more comfortable?
In front of the camera.
Okay.
Behind the camera is a lot of work.
It's a lot of work, right? And does it require a lot of technical knowledge and your creative element, or is it
creativity, obviously, but when you're working with a person like Deepak Tijori, who knows what he's doing, so things become easier. He's very good with his people, and he's very good at explaining. So it's been good.
Now you've been involved with all these pageants, and I know that you have been a very active politician as well as a social worker as well.
Yeah.
You've been involved in all forms of community work. You are also going to do a very important show this coming year in 2016.
That's right.
Tell us about the show, and what are you doing in 2016?
Yeah, so before we go to further aspect, I would really like to talk about that political journey of mine, the political career that I stepped into. Politics always was a key interest. I was always interested to that side of human nature or world, of our world that we live in. Because as a woman, when we look at other women, not very many women are keen when it comes into aspects like politics. For me, it was always a keen aspect, and I always wanted to explore that side. Because as a woman, when we run the house, when we become a wife, we become a mother, it's a responsibility. The home is actually run on the shoulders of the women of the house. So and we budget every small thing. So when it comes to politics, why as a woman we are careless? Women should be equally playing a key role in politics, because when we say politics, it's just not politics. It's actually budgeting the country, and that power that we have right there plays a key role in budgeting our homes and our houses, and that life of our coming generation. So that always kept me very motivated, and I always thought that no, this is one journey and this is one step I want to take and walk. Because as an activist, obviously when you want to make a change or be a progress, you don't really need that authority or chair, but at a certain point you start feeling that to voice up more strongly, you need to be up there to be heard properly, and to bring that change that the community or the area where you live, the country where you reside needs. And that's what really motivated me to go into
Now the one thing that politics does, especially as a woman, is that you start to get your voice heard. You feel that.
Yes.
And part of that is the show that you are going to be talking about.
Yes.
So you got the politics under your belt.
Yes.
And you started connecting with the community in terms of a politician and a social worker. And now you are doing this big event. So what is the event?
Well, it's one of the first of its kind in Canada, and I'm very, very proud to have taken that initiative. And it is called Women Achievers Canada. So obviously Canada is a country of immigrants. People like myself came from a different nation, and we created a role for ourselves, and I was fortunate enough that I was highlighted. But there are so many other women in this country who became mothers, who are married or single mothers, and they have so many achievements under their belt. But many of them are not highlighted. So I really thought that, how to bring about those women, and I really brainstormed, and I came up with this, that no, I need to bring up a concept which will highlight so many women out there who deserve to be highlighted, who need to come out of their family members and friend circle, and the world needs to know about them.
Now the one thing that's great about this event, as we were talking about it, is that it's not a beauty pageant or specifically for a certain group of young women. It's
Right.
it's focused at all women.
Right.
And just tell us a little bit about the categories of different awards that you have.
Well, we only have one requirement, and that is that you have to be 18 plus, and you need to have achievements under your belt, which is that we have categorized into 10 different categories.
Right.
We have, and I'll just name a few, like let's say a bravery award.
Right.
We have special category awards, like we have women, and we have our children who are physically challenged,
Right.
but they're the blessed. I always say that they're very blessed, because they, you come across so many who have such artistic towards them, and they have achieved so much, but they are not
neglected.
they're neglected, and they're not highlighted.
Sure.
So we have one category as such.
Mhm.
We have entertainment category, if you think you have achieved something in entertainment.
Sure.
We have the bravery award, and we have the social work awards.
Right.
So we have 10 categories.
Different
If once you go into our website,
Sure.
womenachieverscanada.com,
Sure.
you will see those categories, and whatever categories you feel that it fits you, you click on that, and you'll come across a form, and you fill that form
Sure.
up, and you write down what actually your achievement is, and then from that we will select our nominees.
Okay, and this is a transparent selection process.
Yes.
And it's very easy to submit the forms and apply.
Yes.
It's not a complicated process. It's
It
all
is. It
online.
is not.
and
It's all online.
Sure.
It's on our. We will be our website and our Facebook page will be is running,
Sure.
and we have. It's very easy. Our website has all the details.
Sure.
You need to fill in the form. The form will reach us. You need any queries, you can write down, inbox us on our Facebook page or on our website,
Right.
and we'll get back to you with an answer. So it's a very clear process where we want the right ones to win, and we want them to be awarded, and we want them to be highlighted.
Right.
And this show is all about women. It is
Sure.
for those women. It is for them out there, and to highlight their achievements, because women is just not about a beautiful face. It's much more than that.
Absolutely, I agree. And kudos to you for putting up such an event where women get recognized. We have seen that, especially in our communities, in our Desi world, women get neglected a lot. And it's a very brave act on your part. So you should be awarded an award as well.
Thank you.
To actually come up, speak for these women, and also actually recognize them.
Right.
So that's an amazing job that you're doing.
Thank you.
Now, going back to your personal life, this show is all about Toronto, and it's called Toronto Buzz. Now, tell us about when you came to Canada and your life experience with the city of Toronto, and how do you like the city of Toronto, and what's your life like in Toronto?
Well, one thing is for sure that I always believe one thing, that Canada is a country of opportunity, and if you have it in you, you certainly will achieve it, because when it comes to you being awarded for what you deserve, certainly this country gives it to you, and Toronto has given it to me. Whereas when we compare it to back home from where we come, you could be worth it, but there's the competition levels are so high that
Right.
you somewhere are lost in that race.
Sure.
And I'm so thankful and blessed that I actually got the opportunity to come into this beautiful nation,
Right.
because if I had it in me, it actually helped me to move forward.
Sure.
And it gave me that opportunity. And that's exactly when I talk about Women Achievers Canada right now, that's what I meant, that it's about opportunities, giving people those opportunities and getting them highlighted.
Sure.
And
Now, you sorry to interrupt. You recently went to India as well.
Yes.
And now when you go to India or you go back to Pakistan, people ask you a lot of questions about Canada.
Yes.
Right? And how do you address that? And how do you place Canada when they try to bring Canada down, or when they say
Yes.
speak so highly about Canada? So what's your response to
Well,
it?
people see, when I go back home to India, and when I look around myself, and I feel that no, and then I go into that conversations with fellow friends, and they tell me no, this is good about India, and this is not good about Canada, or this is good about Canada, and this is. So, I was having this healthy conversation with one friend in India, and he was very adamant that no, India is much better, because it's this. And I was having I said, yeah, India is good this way, but Canada is good this way. And all that was
You're having
going
the
on.
debate, yeah.
Debate. And then I certainly realized, I said, okay, you know what, why am I doing this? Because I'm actually living there, and I have a comparison to make between both the worlds. But this person sitting right in front of me has not been there, and he does not have that comparison, which I can, and I can analyze and compare, and he cannot relate to it, and he cannot. So the debate ended right there, because I'm like, you know what, I have something to compare to, but you don't have something to compare to. Why don't you first visit Canada, and then we'll take over the debate.
So what is the one thing that you would say is a blessing in Canada, which is very different from your environment back home?
Well, equality. I feel that that as humans, equality is very, very important, and human life is very, very important and very worth. And Canada has given us that, regardless of our status or money or whatever. We live in equality, and that's what I love about this country. And yes, not to mention that when I talk about politics or being in politics, and what motivated me to run into politics and women achievers, it is all from my personal experiences in life. Even though we have that in us, even though I came into this country, even though I worked my way up and I am where I am, it's the struggles in life that I had to go in. I feel that that you know, we need to be highlighted. We need to come in front. You know, when I was a new immigrant here, I did face many challenges, and I had to overcome those challenges and walk my path, be it from job, be it from opportunity. But yes, hard work does pay off in this country, and that hard work brought me today to be a Canadian politician, to be.
Sure. Any regrets?
No regrets.
That's perfect.
No regrets.
Now there's a lot of young ladies like yourself who are aspiring right now. They want to become, to go out there and be heard. They want to get out, and they want to be known. They want to be famous. You've been through that road. You've seen the path. What would be your message to them that would be something that would inspire them to go along the journey? What's your message?
Well, from my personal experience, being a woman is not easy. Being a woman
even in Canada?
Even in Canada.
I think women have more advantage here.
Yes, as a woman, but yeah. I was going to complete that. Being a woman, I have been into very challenging careers, which is filmy career and then politics. These both careers have been very challenging as a woman, and we still live in that man-dominating society. And fortunate enough that Canada, we believe in equality, but still in you know, from where I belong, in that the Asians or the Indians or the Pakistanis, we still have that where we have to, a certain aspect of women have to listen to the man of the house. Not that it is wrong, but I think when we talk about equality, we both need to balance and listen to each other and walk the life. And as a woman, I just want to say that being a woman should be your strength, not your weakness. It should not be a hindrance in whatever you want to be and do, but take it as a spirit that you are born a woman, and you're born with a lot of courage from the Almighty itself.
Sure. I think in many ways, I've been very quiet with you right now, listening to what you had to say. In many ways, I think women are more powerful. I think women God has given them more strength.
Yes.
And men are very weak in certain ways also. But that's a different debate or at a different occasion.
Yes.
Wrapping up at the end, just Toronto Buzz. Tell us a little bit about your daily life in Toronto and what has kept you going.
Well, my work keeps me going, obviously my social work, and my politics keeps me going now, because that is what my life is all about. And my two sons, they keep me very busy and occupied. So apart from my travels because of my work when I am in Toronto, my family, my home, my career, and my two kids, my two boys, they keep me hands-on.
Okay, how about the man?
The man keeps me busy anyways, but he's always a help.
Okay, all right. Okay, thank you so much, Gugni, for being part of the show.
Thank you, Karim.
It's been an honor to have you here.
Thank you.
I'm pretty sure that a lot of young ladies will get very inspired by your thought. Once again, if you want to give the website, the event website as well, so people can connect with you.
Yes, they can. Obviously, I'm there on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Gugni Gil Panach. You can personally get in touch with me, or you can visit our website, womenachieverscanada.com, and we have our Facebook page for Women Achievers as well. So you can any queries and anything you need to know, you can get in touch with me or my team. Thank you.
Thank you once again for being part of the show. Ladies and gentlemen, this was Gugni Gil. Another inspiring story, another woman who has shown her mettle in the Canadian diaspora. I'm your host, Khalid Mahmood. Until next time, keep watching Toronto Buzz. Goodbye.
#1 multicultural channel. This is TAG TV.